Hi friends, you are welcome in this video. Friends, in this video we are talking about a famous poet called Rupert Brooke and his sonnet The Soldier. So friends, let's start with some background of Rupert Brooke. Rupert Brooke is an English poet and he composed war songs and war sonnets, and hence he is called as war poet. So his war poetry is very famous. Actually he was a soldier and his experiences of a soldier is expressed in his poems or in his sonnets. So friends, let's start with his some biographical information. He born in England and he studied at King's College and Cambridge University, where he completed his graduation, and then he joined the British Naval Force, and then later he was posted in the First World War, where he worked into a British naval service, and there he got the experience of a soldier, and for him the experience which he collected there as a soldier was very significant, and the same experience we found in his sonnets. So here we have his very famous sonnet The Soldier, and he is very famous in England in those days because his look was like boyish. He looked boyish, and hence W.B. Yeats described him as the handsomest man in England. So he is very aptly called. If you look at his picture, you will find that how he looks. So friends, let's discuss about his famous sonnet The Soldier. And again there is equally famous sonnet The Dead. So here we are talking or discussing about the soldier. So here I have the very text of this sonnet, and while reading this sonnet we will discuss about its theme and we will analyze the complete sonnet, and I will also provide some summary. So let's start with the very poem. So here first let's understand about this sonnet. This is a Petrarchan or classical sonnet, and as we have discussed already in the previous video, that classical or Petrarchan sonnet is divided into two parts. The first is octave and the second is sestet. So this sonnet also is composed in the same form, that is octave and sestet. And here let's see what is there in the sonnet. So I'll read the first octave and then sestet, and then we'll discuss about the theme and its very summary here. So here is the sonnet. If I should die, think only this of me, that there is some corner of a foreign field that is forever England. There shall be in that rich earth a richer dust concealed. So these are the very first four lines of the octave. When we go through these four lines, we understand that the very first line is conditional, or the beginning of the sonnet is conditional. If I should die. Now here the theme is very clear that he is talking about death. He is talking about death in war. He is talking about the very patriotic feeling of the soldier in these four lines. So here he has given a condition. If he dies, what should be done to him is stated further in the line. So it is a conditional line. If I should die, what we should do when the poet dies or when the soldier dies. And so friends, these first four lines are very significant to go into the very sonnet. So the very first line is conditional, that is, here we have the phrase if I should die. Now what should be done with the poet when he dies? He has given the further thought in these lines, and he says that think only this of me. What is the meaning of this think only this of me? Now the meaning is very clear, that he says you need not to mourn on my death, just you do the following things which I am suggesting here through this sonnet. And what did he suggest here? He suggested that there is a remote corner of England. Now it is very evident that his love for England in these four lines, and he has given us the command that what should be done to his body. So in the second line he says that there is some corner of a foreign field that is forever England. Now he longs for England. His will is for England, and his love he is expressing, which is for England. There shall be in that rich earth a richer dust concealed. Now this fourth line is again very important. In this line we have a phrase dust concealed. Now the very metaphor dust here is used for the body, and we generally find in all the use of literature that dust is considered as the body, or our body is made up of the very dust, and he says that my body should be kept there in the remote corner of a field, and that field must be of England's. Now the very thought he expresses here about England, that his body should be buried in the field of England, and wherever his body is buried, that field must be England. So this is the very thought he expressed, and he is directly saying that you need not to mourn for me or for a soldier. The very duty of a soldier is to sacrifice for his nation or for the sake of his country, and the same feeling, the same emotion is expressed here. So let's read the further lines or the next lines. A dust whom England bore, shaped, made aware, gave once her flowers to love, her ways to roam. A body of England's, breathing English air, washed by the rivers, blessed by the sons of home. Now he is giving the description of how England bore him, how England make him stand on his own, or just he is remembering what England did for him. So he grew up there in the England, and a lot of things has been done by England for the poet or for the soldier, and he wanted to sacrifice for England, and the very thought here he expresses about England. England bore, then shaped, made aware, gave once her flowers to love, her ways to roam. Now he is remembering how he grew up in the field of England, how he grew up in the very nation that is England, and England shaped him, England gave him all the things needed for his life, and he remembers that how England is considerate for him. Now here we find that he uses the very figure of speech, that is personification. Now he considers England his mother, and a mother sacrifices for children, and a mother loves a children. In the same way, he is remembering that how England loved him, and now he wanted to work for the England, and just he is remembering his past. So further he says, a body of England's, breathing English air. Now it is very clear that the poet is in debt of England, a soldier is in debt of a country, and a soldier or poet wanted to work for that country or wanted to sacrifice for that country, and hence he is directly saying that this is not my body, but it is the England's body. So I am not taking only the oxygen, but it is the English air. Now again he personified here, or again he uses different types of figures of speech to elaborate his thought, to elaborate his very emotion or the feeling in this sonnet. So let's read the further lines. And think this heart all evil shed away, a pulse in the eternal mind, no less gives somewhere back the thoughts by England given. Now in this line he is again suggesting us that when you think about my body, just think about these things. You should bury me in the field of England and take me to England, because I have a lot of debt of the England, and I wanted to give it to the England, and I wanted to return this debt which is over me, and hence you think for me that I should be buried there in the corner of England, because I breathed England. This body is made up of the English dust, and when you do these things for me, the very evil in me, the very sin in me will be shed away, and I will be cleansed if you bury me in the dust of England, and my body will become sacred, my body will become holy, and this is very great thing for me if you do after I die. So it is a very clear wish he expressed through this sonnet, that he must be buried in the field of England, or whatever he is buried there, that land should be of England's, is his very wish or the will. So let me read the further lines, or here we have the very last three lines. Her sights and sounds, dreams happy as her day, and laughter learnt of friends and gentleness, in hearts at peace under an English heaven. So friends, in this last three lines, again, he remembers that how he breathed the very air of England, and how he play there in the English fields, how he laughed there in his friends which belong to the England or the dust of England, and he is remembering his all past. And in the last line he says that English heaven. Now here we have a very specialized kind of thing he expressed in the last line, that is English heaven. Now what is that English heaven? He considers that in England is his mother, and for him the very England is heaven, and hence he used this word English heaven. So friends, this is all about the very sonnet. Now friends, this sonnet is about patriotism. The very theme of this sonnet is patriotism and war indirectly. So a soldier gets opportunity to sacrifice his nation or her nation when war comes, and the very poet is glad that he can sacrifice for his country, and he just expressed his wish through this sonnet, or it is his emotion that he should be buried in the field of England or in the field of his motherland. And he used so many figures here. We have simile, again we have metaphor, we have personification, we have alliteration in some lines, and all these elements he used to express his feeling, his emotions. And the very theme of this sonnet is patriotism, and this sonnet is from the eyes or point of view of a soldier. So friends, thank you very much for watching the complete video. Please like this video, share this video among your friends, and subscribe to Literature Simply, and also press the bell notification icon so that you can get updates every week.